back, this is Zishan and today you're watching Top 10. We are back after a very long period of time. We had a gap until, I think it's about 15 to 20 days. We didn't make any video. Obviously we had our own reasons and I would not like to highlight those reasons. But what matters the most is what are we back with. So let me just tell you, we are back with a boom. Today we are going to talk about AWS and everything about AWS. But more specifically, we are talking about AWS certifications. This one. And let me just tell you, this is my AWS certification which I achieved in 2018. It's about to expire. So that means you are getting to know about AWS from an expert who became an expert from the initial days of AWS technology. Keep watching. As I told you, today we will be talking about AWS certification, and let's not delay and quickly move on to our agenda for today. Firstly, we'll talk about AWS certifications learning path. So what kind of learning path AWS have in for you? Then we'll be talking about the advantages of having AWS certification. How is it going to benefit you? Next, we'll talk about the job prospects of AWS certification. Obviously, we will be spending time as well as money on getting an AWS certification. So that should not go as a waste. So definitely we will let you know what are the job prospects and the value of AWS certification in the job market. Keep watching. So guys, to better explain you why we need cloud computing, why we need specifically AWS in today's technology world, I have done some math. I wanted to explain you. Let's assume if YouTube has 1 billion users, which they obviously have more than 1 billion. So we are just taking hypothetical figure of 1 billion users. And out of every 1 billion, out of 1 billion users, let's assume one user is uploading data. That means one user is uploading a video every single day out of every 1,000 users out of 1 billion users. So that particular data and that particular video, we are averaging the time frame of 10 minutes. So we have assumed YouTube has 1 billion users, and then for every 1,000 users YouTube has, we are considering one user to upload a video every single day, and we are giving a video length of 10 minutes. So any guesses how much data it's gonna generate? It's, let's say one minute of video has 24 frames in it, and then we will do the further calculation. So it goes on like this. For example, if we consider a 2-hour movie, so this particular 2-hour movie will be at least of 4 GB of data. And if we break down this 4 GB into low quality, it will be 0.4 GB, which will be summing up around 400 MB for every 2 hours. And if we divide that 400 MB of data into 2-hour movie, which will be 200 MB, and then per minute it is summing up to 3 MB of data. So what I'm going to talk about here is, let's say all those 1 billion users, okay, start uploading the data, which is 10 to the power of 7 into 3 MB. It will be around 30 terabytes of data generated by all these users who are uploading the videos on YouTube. And this is just a hypothetical figure. So by considering the inputs which I have given, the output we have is 30 terabytes of data. Now this 30 terabytes of data will be replicated into 3 backup servers, which will be 30 into 3, which is like 90 terabytes of data. And now this 90 terabytes of data will be divided or multiplied into 3 different categories of quality. Okay, obviously we have the HD quality and the lower than that and the lower than that. So it has to be, again, 30 terabyte has to be divided into 3 different low quality videos, and as well as it has to be replicated into 3 backup servers. So just by uploading the data, YouTube, on just YouTube, not considering Facebook, Instagram or any other thing on internet, we are generating a minimum of more than 100 terabytes of data every single day. And we have not considered things like clicking, subscribing and commenting on YouTube. So you can imagine how much data we are generating only by this particular formulation. So why we need cloud computing? Definitely we need this because we want to have a efficient way to retrieve the data which we are storing. We need to find out the efficient way to utilize the data we are storing. So we will talk more about this in the future video wherein I will be describing about all the calculations, how it is done. So let's move on with our today's agenda and keep watching. So here AWS has 4 different types of learning path according to the role: cloud practitioner, architect, developer, and operations. Cloud Practitioner Learning Path. Now this learning path is designed for individuals who wants to build and validate overall understanding of the AWS cloud. Now people who are targeting jobs in AWS sales, purchasing, managerial, and technical areas can go for this particular learning path. Now we have Architect Learning Path. So what is Architect Learning Path? This is designed for solution architects and majorly for architects of design on cloud. And it gives them the idea to design the architecture of cloud infrastructure. Now we have Developer Learning Path. Now since the name is developer, we can understand that this role path is for individuals who want to develop software applications on AWS Cloud Platform. Operations Learning Path is designed for SysOps administrators, system admins, and those in DevOps role, so that one can learn automatable and repeatable deployments of networks and systems in the AWS cloud computing environment. Moving ahead, let's talk about the benefits of having an AWS certification. So I've categorized the benefits into 4 different categories. And to begin with, I'll discuss how we can say that it's learn at your own pace. It means that it gives you the access to the training portals and all the other practical applications which you can use to learn and implement within the AWS learning environment any time of the day and night. And then it obviously has experts. The people who made AWS are training you on AWS, and then we can decide our own learning path and training roadmap as in what we need to do and how we need to learn. And obviously after doing all this, you can have an option of validating AWS cloud skills by appearing to the cloud certification. So this is how we can benefit from AWS certification, and it is really giving flexibility to learn whenever we want and coming from the direct technology experts. And what does AWS do to us if we have an AWS certification from the job prospects? Obviously, you will be preferred over any other person who does not have AWS certification. And as you all know, the cloud market is a very emerging market. It has a lot of scope for AWS engineers, and currently there are 400,000 engineers in the whole world on AWS who doesn't have a job. I mean, they have a requirement, but they don't find the right skill set to hire. And now this is the cloud market survey which has been done, and it says the average salary in the US for AWS expert is $114,000 and some change. So this is definitely a very good thing and good sign for people who want to invest their time and money in learning AWS. Now, if we talk about the cloud market share, Amazon dominates the public cloud market. As you can see on the screen, 39% of the entire cloud market is owned and marketized by Amazon Web Services. And then we have Microsoft Azure, and then Google Cloud, and then we have all the other smart competitors. And talking about the cloud leader, Amazon is 10 and it's 14 competitors combined. And moving ahead with AWS certifications now, we have 3 categories of associate level certification. As you can see on the screen, AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate, AWS Certified Developer Associate, and then we have AWS Certified SysOps Administrator Associate. Now, if you are doing AWS Certified Solution Architect, you have options to either go for AWS Certified Solution Architect Professional certification after you do associate, or you can also go for AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional role. And then if you are just doing AWS Certified Developer Associate or SysOps Admin Associate, then you can just go for AWS Certified DevOps Engineer. So if you ask me my preference, I will go for AWS Certified Solution Architect, because from there I can go for the professional certification for both solution architect as well as the DevOps engineer. And to be more specific, right now a lot of companies are looking at cloud as a way to save a lot of money. They are looking at it as a saving option, and it also creates more efficient operations. So because of efficiency, a lot of revenue is getting created. And definitely if we talk about saving money and efficiency in the work, there is no better name in cloud computing than AWS. So that's why we need to focus on these certifications. We need to try our best to learn and get the certification and then go for jobs on cloud computing. Because if we talk about cloud computing, if I will not be wrong if I say the other name of cloud computing is AWS. Obviously AWS is a company who serves cloud computing services, but then there is no other big name in AWS, like there is no other big name in boxing other than Muhammad Ali. As you see on the screen, we have AWS architecting, developing, and operations, and we have discussed these certifications earlier in this video. Now I'll be specifically talking about the specialty certifications which AWS has introduced very recently. It has advanced networking certification and big data certification. Going forward, what are the benefits of having AWS certification? You will get a recognition in the certified global community. You will get new and advanced certified logos and badges, free practice examinations for you to appear for certification, event recognition, digital badges, and also AWS official merchandise. And that's many more beyond the jobs.